Hi, we're the Student Veterans Organization from Indiana University Southeast. And first, I'd like to thank everybody for being here today, and also a special thank you to MFRI for the opportunity to present our organization, and also a special thank you for all that you do for our veterans and their families. Just a quick introduction of myself and my military background. I was 4 years in the Navy, 8 years in the Air Force, where I deployed in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. And after getting out, I joined the Marine Corps as a civilian family readiness officer. I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves.
My name is Dale Brown. I'm a 24-year Army retiree. Served in Grenada, Somalia, Haiti, and Iraq.
My name is Kendrick Ready. I served in the United States Navy. I'm now a senior at IUS, due to graduate in spring of 2014. Transition can be difficult, any type of transition. Our mission at Indiana University Southeast is to help with the transitional phase from military culture to civilian life. We do this by welcoming our veterans. Sharing information with them, and letting them know that they have been appreciated. We feel as if our mission is not complete till every incoming veteran reaches their personal goals. Sound education, job search assistance, and social networking is what helps us to focus on our objective, which is to become a positive influence on campus and in the community.
Our student veteran organization was established in 2009 with help from the MFRI and a grant back then. We also have a student veteran organization that was established after the post-Vietnam era, so we kind of have a little bit of history with them as well. Currently, we have 200 plus veterans on campus using VA benefits, plus about another dozen and a half family members that are not using the VA benefits. We have a total population of 6,700. 70 of those populations are current members. And the last 3 years, we had 71 student veterans graduate. We're proud to say that since our start, we've had a representative from each of the military branches and family members incorporated into our organization. The next thing I'd like to do is share with you a couple testimonies from our university, from the leadership, the faculty, to the student veterans themselves. This is our Chancellor, Chancellor Barbara Bickelmeyer.
We at Indiana University Southeast have such great appreciation for our veteran students, for the services they provided for our country prior to coming back to pursuing their degrees on our campus. And we appreciate the Military Family Research Institute for the support you provide to our campus so that we can better serve our veterans. Thank you.
Our next testimonial is from a faculty member. This is Diane.
Here at Indiana University Southeast, we are so grateful for the support from the MFRI for our student veterans. When a veteran is making that crucial transition from military life to civilian life, it's important for him or her to come into a college atmosphere where they can find friends of a like mind in an organization like the Student Veterans Organization here on campus.
And now let's hear from a student veteran himself.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Lovett. I'm a Student Veterans Organization alumni, and now I come back to IUS to actually professionally recruit those talented veterans making a transition back into the civilian world. And the Student Veterans Organization definitely helped me out along my journey through both educationally and professionally. So it's a great organization to support.
What's so important about Jonathan to express this story is he was a veteran several years ago who was in need. He was going through that transition when the VA wasn't able to keep up with as many veterans coming out of service. He wasn't getting the funds that he needed. He had a family, he had kids, and he was working as well. But he wasn't able to afford the school. The Student Veteran Organization was able to help him. He graduated, got a career in a insurance company down in Louisville, Kentucky. Now he comes back for his master's, but he also recruits veterans within our campus where he came from.
So this fall, we conducted a survey. We wanted to get to know our veterans a little bit more, find out what opportunities they'd like to see offered that could help meet their goals and needs. And based on the results of the survey, we will be implementing some new programs this year. I'd like to expand on just a few of them. First would be our book funding program, and that is if a veteran, if his VA benefits have not kicked in and the payments are delayed for whatever reason, they can charge to the Bursars account, and once their benefits do kick in, they can go ahead and pay that back. Another one would be our veteran-to-veteran mentorship program, and that's where we pair a seasoned college veteran with a incoming veteran to kind of give them more individualized assistance and set them up for success. And then we have the Military 101, which is facilitated by MFRI, and that is where they come out and train our faculty on the military culture and help the faculty understand how to better serve the needs of our veterans. And then our student veteran special projects facilitator positions, that would be Kendrick and I. We were just hired this fall, and we are here to help with continuity of the group, events, and resource referrals. As far as the budget, if we were awarded the MFRI grant, the money would support training workshops, job search events, socials, and networking for opportunities such as this one. Additionally, we do receive funding from our campus. And this last Veterans Day, we hosted a ceremony and luncheon, which was incredible. We ended up, our attendance exceeded our expectations. We had over 150 at the ceremony and over 100 at the luncheon, and we've received very positive feedback, so that was exciting for us.
To continue continuity in our leadership and to establish traditions, the SVO at Indiana University Southeast, we put maximum effort into our activities. We look for qualified individuals to fill officer positions, individuals that we feel will have passion about the service that they provide. We do accurate bookkeeping. We make sure to take care of all property that the SVO has accumulated over time. And we try to create a stable environment that we believe produces a healing environment. We have social events. We recently just shown a movie, Zero Dark 30. And also the SVO has worked with just about every sorority and fraternity on campus. We have accumulated over 500 hours of community service, which has allowed us to keep an office on campus.
I think we'd also like to say whenever a veteran comes to us, if they have a question, we like to say that we have an answer. And if they have a need, we like to say that we will service them and provide for that need and give them the support.
Partnerships are instrumental in the success of our organization. We are a part of the monthly MFRI conference call where we discuss things with the other SVOs. That has been extremely beneficial in the growth of our organization. We're able to share ideas, collaborate efforts, and learn from each other, which has been just incredible. We also have a VA service rep that comes out once a month, and he sets up in our cafeteria for a few hours, and that gives the veterans an opportunity to come up and get some face-to-face time with him, ask any questions, and then get the resources that they need. Here's just a calendar of our last year. It's going to show some of the past fall events that we've done. It's also going to show some of the proposed events in the coming months. These events the number of events will grow as we will partner with some of the other student organizations on campus. And additionally, not shown on here, we also have our bi-monthly meetings as well as tabling to help recruit more members.
In summary, we want you to know that our student organization continues to thrive. We have learned from the past years of those things that work well for us, and we've also made adjustments to make them even more beneficial. We've identified a few things that we've done new this year, and we've identified things that we want to continue to work on this upcoming year. At this time, we'd like to open up for any questions you may have for us.
I loved the presentation because I love the visuals, I love the videos, I love the other senses that we were able to see here. However, what are you doing? I don't understand your goals. where I think we've gone through the history of SVO, your SVO. I think I understand kind of the passion you have behind it. But what are you doing for next year? I think I think that was breezed over a little too quickly, because I'm not sure if you're awarded this, where it's going, and kind of what your goals are. If we can kind of go over that so I can better understand. I know your passion. I can see kind of the history, but I'm a little lost on kind of, okay, what are your objectives for this year?
I think that's a very valid question, and it's important for you. So we'd like to try and answer that as best we can. We have the calendar up here. One of the things we want to try to do is, one thing that's really focused for us this year is we had 2 veterans commit suicide this past year on campus. So our focus now is to try and service those needs. We want to bring MFRI back to the campus to do Military 101. It's been about 2 years since they've been on our campus. So we'd like to help the faculty be able to identify the veterans' culture and possibly identify some of the issues of suicide prevention with veterans. We've set up a few events this year. I think we have it in our budget here that we can see. We did an overall writing for the budget here. When you look at our budget, you take a look at it, it says, well, food's $800. We all know that food draws people.
Mm-hmm.
We got to make a good presence on campus, and when we have a good presence on campus, people come to you. They want to be aligned with things for success. And I want to think about when you went for your last interview for a job. I can guarantee you dressed up very nice that day. You went and got your hair done. You maybe got your car washed before you went there. Because when you came in there, you wanted to make a good presence. We have to do this, the same thing on campus, but we have to have a presence that's equal or greater to any other organization on campus. And sometimes that means bringing food there. Now, some of the events we're going to have for why we want the food there is we're supporting some the SVO orientation. When we bring MFRI down to our campus, we want to have some food there, hopefully to draw a few more faculty and staff in there as well. And then we also, we have travel on there, you see. It's because we want to attend some of the other MFRI functions and also get out and actually see some additional student veteran organizations. Within the supplies, that's a normal expendos that we need to use. Marketing or advertising, we tried to show you some things we have here, the banners. We also do some marketing ourselves with the logo. We sell T-shirts and sweatshirts to help boost our funds. And then we want to have a guest speaker in there that's specifically focused towards suicide prevention this year. We talked about some of the new initiatives that we have on campus. One is that the veteran mentor. That's starting up this year. So that's something we're trying to focus on this year, and also get to some of the advertising funds to help support that, to get veterans involved with other veterans. We also talked about the book fund. This is something that was identified years ago by most SVOs, is that the student or the VA was late paying fees to veterans return to school, and they couldn't afford their books, and sometimes other issues.
Throughout the last couple years.
I would say one of the greatest lessons for me is that at SVO, I'm learning to be a business person. I was thinking that you take classes, you pass exams, you graduate, and you go out into the world and become a businessman. But at IUS, I've had to become a business person while there, working with the SVO, learning how to take care of business, be punctual, take care of your business.
Kendrick could also probably tell you that he enjoyed this so much that he's actually looking to get more into this career.
I see, and first of all, I want to say, I know you guys have a rich history. You guys were created, of course, in the 70s. For whatever reason, you guys discontinued and reemerged. How are you guys leveraging, and I noticed in reading, when I was reading last night, as well as before, through your proposal and proposal in general, you've had members of your organization in the past who were former mayors of the New Albany, the vice chancellor of the community relations at IU Southeast, local public officials, and other outstanding community leaders. How are you using those individuals to give back and help you to ensure where you can prevent suicide, or you can do other things and show that veterans continue to give back to the communities, but also as they move on, they're very successful in how they're, and I guess bringing them back to be mentors, I guess. What are you doing on that front? And I don't know if that's something that's part of your plan, it's not part of your plan, maybe lessons learned, or part of your strategic planning moving forward?
It's actually another good question. That's actually been addressed in the very first year we are here to get them involved with us. The campus leadership is very strongly pro-veteran from the chancellor on down. Now, Jerry Wayne, the one you mentioned, is the vice chancellor. When he came out of Vietnam, he was on the GI Bill with several other veterans. They established a student veteran organization at that time. It eventually went away with the dwindling of the GI Bill at that time. Our logo is the XGI, Chi Gamma Iota. It comes from their foundation. So one of the things they do is they came to us and said, hey, we have this history. Would you like a partnership? And we do. Every dollar that we've received from MFRI in the past, the campus has almost doubled it. Well, I'd say matched it. And Jerry Wayne is a big part of that with the chancellor. We also bring them in for our ceremonies to meet other veterans. For example, this last week we had our Veterans Memorial for Veterans Day. We have a bell ringing ceremony. 11 veterans from different time periods and conflicts ring the bell one time for a total of 11 rings to signify the armistice, 11th day, 11th month, 11th day. At that time, they fired 11 rings of, or they fired 11 rounds of artillery right up front and rang church bells 11 times. So they come in and participate in that ceremony as well and meet and greet with other veterans on campus. One of the veterans also, that original XGI organization, works at the Historical Museum of Fraser in Louisville, and he actually helps us get veterans in for an exceptional discount for history and social events as well. We have another one, his name is B. He's a biker, but he also runs a bus company, a chartered bus company. He offers to take our people anywhere to go, as long as they get appropriate notice to do that as well. So we encourage them to come back, meet with the old veterans with the younger veterans as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does, and I just want to see, I know we always talk about mentoring our generation, and it's good to see that you guys do have a rich history. I just wanted to figure out is how you're leveraging that to help your current members.
And we're fortunate in that nature.
Thank you.
I'm really impressed with your efforts to collect feedback and to really measure your programs and services. And you don't stop there. You guys clearly are responsive to the feedback you get and adjust accordingly, and I think that is really key. And I also like that you guys acknowledge that one of the ultimate metrics of success is graduation rates. And so that's great as well. I would like you to expand on your sources of funding. I think maybe I was just too brief, or maybe I just wasn't clear how you, whether it's fundraisers or collaboration or for your school or MFRI. If you could just expand on that a little bit for me.
Maybe I'll take that one again because I've been here for the long haul on this. Of course, we come from different grants over here as well to get the organization going. We have what's called an RSO, or a Resident Student Organization grant that you can get on campus. That will pay up to $2,000 for any single event. And what we do is we come up with a list of needs that we have, and then we get estimates of those, and we submit it to them. They'll have a board, kind of like the MFRI board here to justify it. And they'll either decrease the number of values and give us what they will support, or they'll just stamp it and say we support that. They've been very good to us in the past. They give us great feedback. We take that and we know what they will provide for us. So when we figure out our budget here, we try and augment the things that we may not be able to get from there. We also have the Chancellor's, she has a fund for us that she sets $1,300 a year. It was $1,225 in the earlier years. Last year it went up to $1,300 this year. But that's specifically for food. It's the funds that we use to host the Student Veterans Luncheon. We've done some marketing ourselves and some fundraising ourselves. We've had Herschel Woodrow Williams, the oldest Medal of Honor recipient still alive today. Last living Medal of Honor recipient from Iwo Jima. We had him come in, guest speaker, talk about the importance of an education and community service. With that, we do book signing for him, so we buy a lot of books on Medal of Honor and also his story. And he autographs them free for him, and we sell them for double the price of what we paid for them. But we buy them in bulk, so we get them at a discount price to begin with. We do some marketing like you see right here. We sell T-shirts and sweatshirts with our logo. It's important for us to have an identity on campus. So that's some of the things we've done.
Have you reached out to your community, whether it's the local VSOs or small businesses?
We were trying to work with the Horseshoe Casino, which also does big grants. When they do their grants, sometimes we're competing with the Louisville area, so sometimes there's a lot of needs there. So sometimes getting their need out above the other people need is different. So.
Okay. And just one final comment from me. It seems like you guys have a lot of great initiatives, I think, going forward. And I would just, again, caution you not to spread yourself too thin. Make sure you're using your objectives and your strategies for the next year, because those will change, to identify, all right, these are the 4 things, whether it's suicide prevention, whether it's faculty training, and make sure you're addressing those so that at the end of the year, you can go back and measure, did we succeed in this? Did we address this issue? As opposed to maybe having a long list of everything you want to accomplish. So again, I think you have a lot to look forward to, and I'm interested to see your work. But again, just encourage you to
That's
do
an
that.
important factor to us, and I thank you for reminding us to continue to do that and encourage us to always be mindful of that. We'd also like to say that there's a lot of things we haven't been able to mention here, especially with the conscience. We've read off several pages where we hope that you did have a good opportunity to look at our prior history. We do want to note that we do already have a Veteran Resource Center, a dedicated Veterans Office for our student veterans. We have the Adult Student Center, we have the Resource Center, that we've taken some of the funds in the past, and we got resources for suicide prevention, EDRP, a wide sort, but also just transitioning back. Those are in the forms of videos and books. They have a bulletin board up there as well that keeps them updated on current events. The most important thing we should say, though, is we continually, every year, have new veterans step up and want to be a part of this. And we think that's because of the things we've done in the past that we were successful on. And we hope to continue to build on those.
I know here it says you have 200 veterans approximately out of the 600 student body and 71 graduated. How many current veterans you have in the SVO, in your current SVO? What is the, so you have 70 members within the SVO itself? Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be all these things that we got. We need that back. It's always dangerous going past those people.
It's current 70
There's
members.
70 current members.
So Dale, you seem quite active.
I've been since, I was part of the founding of the Student Veteran Organization, was the president, treasurer, director of events, so I have the longest history. I'm not going to say I'm the most active, but I have a general feeling, I think most Student Veteran Organization would share the same thought. A lot of people doing a little is better than a few doing a lot. And when other people are doing things, I think it's needed that other veterans jump in and help out as well. Even if it's just a certain talent that they have in marketing or whatever they have, that they can help out.
I guess a question then for Brooke and Kendrick. So, Dale's long history, what's the sustainability with, you have 70 members involved. So what is your sustainability from a leadership perspective? How do you get more people involved from a leadership perspective?
Well, and this is actually my first year. I just started here in the fall, so we're trying to get up to speed pretty quickly. But I can say that I know providing the positive and enthusiastic environment definitely brought me into the group, as well as once we were hired on, we started making personal phone calls to all of those that just joined the school this year to get them also involved. And just the surveys, which we got from the business plan, were incredible because it did tell us kind of the demographics and, single, married, what kind of events they're looking for. And if we are putting on what we think would be good for them, people are coming. So we're, like they said, we had the movie, there were 35 people in attendance, mostly single. We've had family events, canoeing, and we're getting good turnout. So I think, like I said, providing a positive, enthusiastic environment and trying to meet the interest of several, I think keeps it sustained.
There's 3 more quick points we got to bring up that really solidify that answer. And that is MFRI coming down to do Military 101. We get our faculty knowledgeable about veterans, and they push those veterans to us when we see them in their classes. The second thing is we have non-traditional student union and adult student center on our campus, where our veterans are mostly non-traditional. That's where they gather. And Kimberly Powell, again, the director, pushes them to us. The third one is having successful events. When you have a successful event, people want to be associated with you. And you can capitalize on that right after the event. After we have our successful events, veterans come to us who are just lingering veterans, and now they want to do something because they want to be associated with it.
I have, both of you are faculty, correct?
Yeah.
You student too? Okay, never mind then. That's fine.
Non-traditional.
Fair enough. Have no question.
We have about 4 minutes left with questions from the audience or comments.
Going once?
Mhm.